Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So today you guys, we're doing our weekly gardening vlog. So I want to get my green stalk planter planted up today. If you don't know what a green stalk planter is, it's a really good way to kind of save on space. It's also a good way to corral all of your vegetables and herbs together in one spot. These towers are really good. So it's not sponsored or anything, but I have seen them all over YouTube. So I wanted to give it a try for myself. So I have some vegetables and some herbs that I want to get started in there. I think I told y'all in my last video that I wanted to plant up my carrots. I didn't get a chance to do that, so I am going to try to get those planted up in this green stalk planter. And then I also have several herbs that I'm going to plant as well. So this planter is going to go on my back patio. So hopefully it gets enough sun, but the good thing is that with these vertical towers, you can roll them and move them wherever you want. That's the beauty of them. So I'm going to get them started, get all the vegetables and everything planted. And then if I need to move it later on, then I'll just have to go ahead and move it. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Trina. I do a lot of home decor on the channel, but recently I've been adding gardening to the channel. So if you enjoy that content, I would love to have you stay and subscribe and become part of our decorating family. And to all of my beautiful subscribers, hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all for stopping by and watching another video. Okay, you guys, so this is my green stalk planter. As you can see, it's still in the box here because I haven't even unboxed this thing since before Christmas. So this is how all the pieces come. So it comes boxed together like this. And then I even got a little dome to cover it up because this is a self-watering container. So as you can see, all the pieces and everything are in there. So we're going to put that together today and try to see if we can get some of those things planted up. Now it has like 5 rows on here, and then it has it's 7 towers with 5 planting sections. So that's like 37 plants that you can plant in here. So it's a lot. So I'm not going to plant up all 37, but I'm going to try to at least get most of the stuff started. So that way, you know, I'll have some vegetables start growing in here. But yeah, they also even give you like little free goodies like seeds and all that stuff in here. Like I said, it's not sponsored, but I'm just sharing with y'all just in case if you want to invest in one of these little towers. I mean, this is really good for patios. And like if you don't, it's really good to save on vertical space. It's really good because you can use your vertical space. And it's good to save on space saving techniques if you don't have any room to plant anything. If you want to get into gardening, this is a really good way to start because you can put on your patio, your balcony, and it'll work good. They always give you like these little seeds and everything to come with it as well, but I'm not going to be using that today. Some of the seeds and seed and wasted out, child. What is this? See, this is what it looks like. This is what the little towers looks like. And you can fill it with all kinds of vegetables and herbs and everything. And it's basically a self-watering system. So this thing even helps you to keep your plants alive. So yeah, I'm gonna try it out today and see how well it works. Okay, you guys, so we're out on my back patio. So we're going to go ahead and put together my green stalk planter. So this is what everything is that comes in the box. So you would get these 5 discs, and this is like the actual rotating or the actual watering system itself. They each attach to each one of the towers on the, or each one of the tiers on the tower. So yes, I'm going to unbox that. Then that other thing that I just set on the sofa, that's the actual cap that I ordered to cover up the water reservoir so nothing doesn't get into it. And I did order a stand for my tower, just that way I can it can rotate and everything. So this little stand I did order separate on Amazon. Now I wish I would have ordered everything directly from Green Stalk because a lot of this stuff comes standard with their systems, but on Amazon for whatever reason some of the pieces were separate on there. So yeah, so I didn't like that, but nonetheless I'm still going to put it together and I'm going to use it. So I'm just taking everything out of the box just to see what's in here. Now, Green Stalk does give you free seeds and everything with this too as well, just to start you off. But we're not going to use those today. This is the top, the very tippy top of the tier or the tower, and that's where you will put all of your water at. So yeah, and they do have a cover to cover that up so that when you are not watering your planter, nothing doesn't get in there. So yeah, I did order the cap that goes at the top. Now this is a little tube that connects on the base of the rotating stand. That way it kind of helps with the water drainage. Now I ordered the 5-tier tower. So each tier on the tower comes with 5 compartments or 6 compartments where you can put plants. So as you can see here, 6 compartments on here. So 5 times 6, that's like 30 plants that you can end up getting into this tower or this tier. So it actually holds a lot of plants. And you can see they are really deep. And I think each pocket is like 10 inches deep. So it's really deep. So you can get some deep, some rooted vegetables in there as well. So I'm excited about putting this together, y'all, because I really want to try it out. I really I have limited space in my yard or in my garden for plants. So the more systems that I can put in place and the more gardening space I can have to add more edible plants and flowers and things will be better for me. So I'm excited about that. So let's get everything unboxed, and then we'll go ahead and start filling up our soil and getting our plants planted up in here. Now, GreenStalk does recommend you, before you assemble your tower, they recommend that you actually fill it up with your soil and everything first, and then plant your plants and then assemble your tower. In that direction, that makes sense. That way you're not trying to add that soil and everything afterwards. It does come with this little book, and the book just kind of gives you instructions on how to set up your planter, and then also gives you some ideas on what you can plant in here. I would say, like I said, if you check out their website, they do have all kinds of supports and everything that you can use and you can order for your tower as well to keep some of your vining crops or some, vining crops in place. So like I said, this video is not sponsored. I'm just sharing with you all so that just in case you're looking for space saving ideas, if you want to get into gardening, this is a really good way to start. So anyway, so we're moving on with the video. So I'm adding in this black cow compost. I love this stuff. It works well for me in my garden, so I absolutely love using it. I usually go ahead and just add a little bit to the bottom 1/4 of the containers, and then I'm going to fill the rest with potting soil. Now I will say I did end up using I think 4 bags of potting soil for this planter, and then I end up using 1 bag of black cow compost to fill up this whole system with soil. So yeah, so just keep that in mind, because it is a little line at the top that tells you how much soil to fill it up. And basically you need to have these planters filled all the way up to the top before you actually plant your plants. So now that I got my compost layered in at the bottom, I'm going to add in this potting soil. Now this potting soil I purchased from Home Depot like over the weekend, and I do not recommend this soil at all, but I'm going to use it because I already end up buying it. So they had it on sale, I think 3 for $10, but this soil is not good quality to me, because when I start pouring this potting mix inside of my containers, it did contain a lot of wood chips. It has some rocks and stuff in there, so you want to keep that in mind when you're looking at quality of your potting soil, because sometimes these potting mix, even though they're on sale and it's a cheaper version, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's good quality at all. So luckily for me, I only had 2 bags of this left. So what I did was I had to go through and kind of sift through the soil to make sure I remove any of that debris out of there. And then I ran out of soil, so I'm gonna go back to Home Depot and go and get 3 more bags of organic potting mix, and I'm gonna mix that at the top layer, so that way that bad soil is like mixed in the middle and it's not completely throughout my whole planter. But yeah, so I was truly disappointed with that. I guess that's why it was on sale. But anyway, I'm just sharing that with you all, just in case if you're trying to buy this type of potting mix. I just do not recommend it at all. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna stop here because I ran out of potting mix. So as you can see here on the planter, it tells you how far to add the soil. And basically these planters need to be filled up pretty much all the way to the top. So it is a little line in there. I'm gonna zoom in close so you can see what I'm talking about. It tells you where to stop with the soil. So yeah, there's a little line there. So I'm really far off. So I'm gonna go back to the store, go grab some more potting mix, and then we can continue on with the video. But yeah, but this is what we have going so far. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and finish filling up the rest of the planters, and then we can go ahead and start planting up our plants inside of these planters. So my idea for this planter for the patio is I want to mainly put a lot of herbs in these planters. I also want to plant up some carrots. I have like maybe 2 tomato plants that I'm going to put in here, and I'm also going to put some peppers. Now I did go ahead already and start putting out a lot of my I have a raised bed that's like along 6 foot. I think that raised bed is about 6 feet raised bed. Y'all have seen that before. If y'all been following me for a while, I shared that I think a couple of times on my channel. But that main bed along the side of my, to the right of my patio is where I usually put all of my peppers and tomatoes, and I have some basil and everything growing in there. But I also have a few of like little cherry tomatoes and stuff like that that I want to actually add in this planter along with my herbs. So I'm going to put some of the same things in here as well. But mainly on this thing, on this plant, I want to have some herbs, little tomatoes, basils, things that I need to, get to quickly, that's close to the kitchen. That way I don't have to go all the way out to the garden to get that. So that's what we're going to be planting in this container. So right now I'm adding in my Micro-Life fertilizer. I love this stuff. It works really well for my garden. So I'm going to add that. I'm going to mix that in, and then we're going to go ahead and start adding in our plants. Now I am going to add in some plants that I did purchase from my local nursery, and then I'm also going to add in some seeds that I actually started myself. I think I shared in my last video some of the seeds that I actually started, and then we're going to be adding a lot of my own peppers that I started. I'm going to be adding in this planter. So hopefully it'll get enough sun and enough energy on this patio to generate some growth. Like, I'll just keep my eye on it and keep monitoring it. If I see that stuff is not growing like it's supposed to, then I'm just going to have to relocate it to another part of the garden. But for now, this is where it's going to stay. So I'm starting off with these chives to add in my planter. Like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like 1 tier of herbs, 1 tier of carrots, and then 1 tier of peppers, and then I'm gonna have a tier of basil and tomatoes and some lemon balm and mint. So that can kind of give you an idea. I know it's kind of hard to tell what the plants are from where the camera's positioned, but just to give you an idea of what I'm planting in this this tier or this tower. So the herbs that you see me planting in these planters, I have some oregano, I have some thyme, I have some cilantro, some parsley, I have some basil. Now the basil and the basil and the oregano, I did start from seed myself. So I'm happy to add that in there because they're doing really well. Hopefully they continue to grow. But yeah, and I also have some lemon balm that I'm gonna be planting in here as well. Now I don't have the whole, I'm not gonna go through and list all of the varieties and everything, but I do have little tags in there to help me remind me of what the variety is. So I do have little tags in there, but when everything is in bloom, I'll give like a garden tour so we can kind of go over everything, and then I'll show you how everything is looking like when it is blooming and everything is grown up. We'll come back and visit and see how all of these plants are doing and give you more a detailed view of what they're looking like. But these little tomatoes that you see me add in here, these are the ones that I started from seed as well. So this one I think is called Evil Olive. So this is from Baker Creek. So I'm gonna add that one in here, and then I also have a little pear tomato that I got from my local nursery that I'm going to add in here, which they all are like determinate tomatoes, so they just put on a ton of fruit and then after that they're done. But they're kind of like the size of little cherry tomatoes, so I think that'd be good for this space. Okay, guys, so one section I did save for my carrots. I'm gonna grow this one here. It's called La La Ling from Baker Creek, and then also this Little Finger. So I think these would be really good. One thing I love about carrots is that you can direct sow those in the seeds. In the soil. You don't have to start those inside and then transplant them. So, and the seeds are very small. So all you do is just sprinkle them on, like kind of surface sow them, and then just kind of mix in the soil a little bit, and then that's it. So I'm going to show you how small these seeds are. They're very tiny. So you just kind of sprinkle them on there, and then hopefully they'll produce some growth. So I'm going to mix the sections up. I'm going to kind of alternate between the pockets of the two different varieties, and we'll see how these end up doing. Now, even though this is a self-watering system, you do want to go ahead and water everything in for the first time, just to make sure everything is wet and all the plants have some water to them. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just taking my watering can and just watering everything in. And then that's it, y'all. Then we're going to assemble the tower, and then I'm going to add in the water to the top of the reservoir at the end. Now the planters are not really that heavy when you're trying to assemble them, so they're not bad. And then you want to make sure those little feet interlock within the planter above it, so that way that you know that the watering system is connected properly. Because if you don't have it connected properly, then it's not going to self-water your plants, and your plants are not going to get any water. So make sure they snap in and they actually are connected to the planter that's below it and above it. So that way you know that all of your stuff is like actually connected properly. But this is what it's looking like, y'all, with it all assembled. And then we're going to get this in place, and then I'm going to clean off my patio, and then I'm going to give you like a little overview of what it looks like, or some of the plants look like inside this planter. Now, I do recommend putting your planter in place where it needs to go before you assemble this thing, because once I had it all assembled, y'all, I realized that mine didn't have the wheels on there. It just had the rotating base. So I had to take this thing all the way down and then put it over there in a corner where I wanted it to be. So don't make the same mistake I did. Make sure you have your thing. If you don't have the wheels on it, make sure that you have it in place before you actually start putting it together, because then you'll save you a lot of time and energy of taking this thing all the way down and building it back up again. So yeah, just keep that in mind, because I did make that mistake, y'all, and I had to take it all the way down and then stack all these tiers again. So yeah. Okay, you guys, so this is what my green stalk planter is looking like so far. So I have like a lot of my herbs in that one section down here at the bottom. Then at the very bottom, I have my carrots. Then here I have some cayenne pepper, have some bell peppers, and then most of these is bell pepper and cayenne pepper. As you can see, these are the seeds that I started from seeds myself. That's why they're still pretty small. I think they only like maybe a month old now. So I'm hoping they'll get a lot of growth on them and they'll be do well. I did add a couple of cucumber plants in here. I'm going to test it out. I definitely going to have to get something for them to vine on or to hook on when they start growing their cucumbers or whatever. But yeah, so I got those in there. Also have this peppermint at the top. I have some lemon balm in here as well. I have some oregano that I ended up starting from seed. This is the actual peppermint, but the oregano I started from seed. This is an evil olive tomato. You see it already have some little baby tomatoes trying to form on it already. And then, yeah, then this is just some lemon balm. So I think it looks really good. I think once everything fill in and grows up to be, you know, really big plants, I think it's gonna look really nice. So I think this is a really good, space-saving way to grow some vegetables, y'all. So that is it, you guys, for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope y'all got something out of this video and hope it encourages you to get out in your own garden and start growing. So I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.